every Marvel movie currently planned. From the MCU to the X-Men universe, Deadpool and beyond, Marvel Comics have a hell of a lot of movies on their slate. So many that it's tricky to actually keep track of what's coming when, who's directing, who's starring and who's the latest to get their own spin-off. Worry not. Here's your chronological, easy-to-follow guide to every Marvel movie coming your way. And don't worry, we'll keep this updated so you can be sure it'll be topped up with the very latest news, as and when it's announced. Director, Peyton Reed. Starring, Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, Michael Pena, Michael Douglas. The follow-up to Ant-Man teams Rudd's shrinking hero with Lily's Hope Van Dyne, aka the Wasp. Director, Ruben Fleischer. Starring, Tom Hardy. Sony's Spider-Man spin-off universe kicks off with Tom Hardy donning the classic villain's black alien costume. Director, Bob Persichetti, Peter Ramsey, Rodney Rothman. Starring, Shamiak Moore, Liev Schreiber, Mahershala Ali, Brian Tyree Henry. A feature-length animation starring the other Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Director, Simon Kinberg. Starring, Jennifer Lawrence, Sophie Turner, James McAvoy, Michael Fassbender, Nicholas Hoult, Ty Sheridan, Alexandra Shipp, Cody Smith-McPhee, Evan Peters, Jessica Chastain. An X-Men spin-off featuring Jean Grey, imbued with the Phoenix Force and letting her telekinetic powers loose on the world, has been announced. Sophie Turner, who played the young Jean Grey in X-Men: Apocalypse, is currently listed to reprise the role. No news yet on which other X-Men will join her. Director, Anna Boden, Ryan Fleck. Starring, Brie Larson. The adventures of U.S. Air Force Major Carol Danvers give Marvel its first female-led superhero film, finally. Director, Joe Russo, Anthony Russo. Starring, Josh Brolin, Brie Larson, Chris Hemsworth, Chris Pratt, Elizabeth Olsen, Bradley Cooper, Vin Diesel, Zoe Saldana, Jeremy Renner, Sebastian Stan, Benedict Cumberbatch, Benedict Wong. The formerly titled Avengers: Infinity War, Part 2 picks up where the battle with Thanos left off. Director, Josh Boone. Starring, James McAvoy, Anya Taylor-Joy. Step Aside, Old Mutants. Charles Xavier's newest class of teenage X-Men is on the way. Director, TBC. Starring, TBC. Director, TBC. Starring, TBC. Director, TBC. Starring, TBC. Director, James Gunn. Starring, TBC, but probably the core Guardians cast. Gunn has already signed up for the sequel to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. He's writing the movie again, and expect Gamora, Star-Lord, Rocket, Drax and Groot to be back. Director, Drew Goddard. Starring, Reynolds, Josh Brolin. Another X-Men spin-off starring the grimmer and grittier Black Ops version of the team. Director, TBC. Starring, Scarlett Johansson. After years of fans demanding a Black Widow film, or any female-led MCU movie, Disney has finally got the hint and set Nasty Women's Jacob Schaefer to writing a script. Better late than never, we guess. Director, Noah Hawley. Starring, TBC. Hawley teased that he was working on a film based on the Fantastic Four villain at Comic-Con 2017. Director, TBC. Starring, TBC. Doctor Doom isn't alone in getting a spin-off. Fantastic Four antagonist, Ally the Silver Surfer, is also getting the treatment from Saga and Runaways creator Brian K. Vaughan. Director, James Mangold. Starring, Daphne Keane. Logan. Director James Mangold is working with producer Hutch Parker to develop a sequel to Wolverine's 2017 swan song, starring his Berserker daughter, clone, Laura/X-23. Director, TBC. Starring, Jared Leto. Sony's third Spider-Man spin-off in development, featuring the tortured scientist-turned-vampire criminal, anti-hero. Director, TBC. Starring, James Franco. James Franco. Spider-Man actor James Franco has been tapped for Fox's X-Men spin-off about the mutant Jamie Madrox, whose powers allow him to create stubbles, or dupes, of himself. Director, Tim Miller. Starring, TBC. The Deadpool director is teaming up with big name